Year 8 kicked off in April with Rise Up. The 10th anniversary celebration and the first big event of the season both have been concluded, and the player count is the healthiest it's been in years. Which means my inbox, Discord, and comments are flooded with the same questions. So today, that's exactly what we're talking about. The 5 frequently asked questions, straight answers, no fluff. By the end of this video, you'll know where to start, what to chase, what builds matter, how to grab the Quickstep before it slips away for a while, and the truth about Crossplay. Drop a comment with your shade level, and let's get into it. Question 1. Asked by new and returning players. Where the hell do I start? If you're fresh off the boat, your only job is to push through the campaign in DC on story difficulty until you hit level 30. Don't waste time perfecting gear, don't grind side content, don't tinker with builds. The loot you pick up before level 40 is recycling fodder. Once you finish DC, jump straight into Warlords of New York. That's where you grind from level 30 to 40. Unlock the new Shade Watch, and meet Aaron Keener. Heads up, once you board that chopper, you're locked into the New York campaign until you finish the questline. Plan accordingly. If you're returning, the game has changed for the better. World tiers and gear score are gone. Expansions raised the cap to level 40, so if your old character is sitting at level 30, you've got 10 levels of expansion content waiting. Open your progress menu, check what mana you've saved, and finish any expansion you haven't touched. Then re-enter the SHD grind. For both groups, your first real goal after the campaign is watch level 1000. That's where all the bonus stats unlock. Until then, you're playing with one hand tied behind your back. Question 2. What's the fastest way to level up? Forget grinding random patrols. Here's the actual leveling meta in 2026. While you're leveling 1 to 40, prioritize main missions first, side missions second. Side missions scale to your level, so doing them late means more XP. Main missions give fixed XP, so do them when you're at or just below the listed level. Once you hit level 40 and unlock your shade level, the game changes completely. The fastest XP per minute comes from running open world activities on challenging or heroic, with as many directives stacked as your build can handle. Each directive adds 25% XP. Fog of War and Ragers are the most forgiving for new endgame players. Stack 4 or 5 directives and you can pull close to a full shade level per clear control point. The rotation looks like this. Hit control points at level 4. Knock out propaganda speakers, clear hostage situations, kill bounties, while on your way to the next control point. Don't run 2-hour legendary strongholds for XP. They pay terribly for the time invested. For pure shade level farming, the one-shot build using the 1886 has replaced almost every other speed farming method. One-tap elites move to the next group, but we'll cover that build in a dedicated video. Links in the description once it's up. One more tip, always check the events page. Whenever Ubisoft runs an SHD XP boost event, you double or triple your gains. Time your big grinds around those windows. Question 3. What builds are best, and how do you get the same gear I see in those YouTube videos? Actually, 2 questions, but 1 answer, because they connect. The meta in 2026 still belongs to the Striker Battlegear set, paired with St. Elmo's engine. It's the king of sustained DPS. It also works in solo legendary content, and it carries you in raids. Build it around 50% critical hit chance, which is a hard cap at 60%, and dump everything else into critical hit damage. And use Memento backpack for extra damage and survivability. That single build alone will take you through roughly 90% of the endgame content. If you want variety, the Heartbreaker with the linked laser pointer build is the second pillar of the meta. But skilled players should look at high-end skill tier setups with NinjaBike Messenger Backpack, or get invincible with Foundry Bulwark. Now, the gear question. Every flashy build you see on YouTube comes from one place. Countdown on challenging with targeted loot active. Open your map, hit the targeted loot icon, select what type of gear or brand set you want, then run countdown until your stash overflows. The end of the run currency buys exotic caches at the special vendor, and for more exotics, use the priority objectives for fast-paced income of multiple exotics per hour. That's it, that's the secret. After countdown, your second priority is Recalibration and Expertise. Recalibration lets you steal stats from junk gear and stamp them onto your build pieces. Expertise levels each weapon and gear, adding flat damage or armor with every rank, up to level 30. And even your skills can benefit from expertise levels. Cycle through different items as you play. Don't sit on one weapon forever. Patience plus countdown plus recalibration equals every YouTube build you ever wanted. Since there are so many options to build these days, we have a very active Discord to help you get on your way faster and even help you farm in-game for specific pieces you're looking for. Question 4. How do I get the Quickstep pistol? The Quickstep is a named tactical M1911 added in Year 7 as a reward for the 2025 Halloween event. Its talent, Sport Mode, gives you plus 20% movement speed while it's in your hand. It's a god tier farming and speedrunning tool. Here's the catch. The Halloween event is over. You can no longer pick up the Bloody Houndsman or the Houndsman bounty from event vendors. But there's a trick. Bounties stay saved on the player who picked them up. If you can find an agent who still has a Bloody Houndsman unstarted in the project menu, You can join their session, start off the bounty, and farm the Quickstep without consuming the bounty. Big added bonus is the loads of rare named items dropping in the same bounty. If you're lucky, you might just pick up the likes of Chillout Mask, Matador, or Liquid Engineer Backpack, and many more. Where do I find that player though? Reddit, the official Discord, in-game matchmaking for your group chat, or probably the easiest way, our Discord. Link below in the description. Make sure they set the active bounty so you both get started. Once you have a Quickstep on your account, you most likely will never switch it out of the sidearm slot. Move on is fast though. Every season that passes, fewer players will still have their bounty saved. Luckily, with certain events, it comes back in the event caches, most likely once or twice a season during event weeks. Question 5. Is crossplay finally coming? Short answer, yes, but not yet. In March 2026, Ubisoft officially confirmed crossplay between PC and consoles as part of the Year 8 roadmap. Year 8 runs from April 2026 to April 2027, so we know it's coming this year. What we don't have is a date. So, it did not launch with Rise Up in April, but Ubisoft has said only that it's planned across the upcoming seasons. Best guess from the community and from the pace of their internal testing is sometime in the second half of 2026, possibly bundled with the Central Park DLC or the next incursion. So if you're holding off on buying the game, waiting for crossplay, you're going to be sitting on your hands for at least a few more months. My advice, start playing now on whatever platform your friends are mostly on. By the time crossplay drops, you'll have a built character ready to drag out the rest of your squad through the endgame. That's your 5. Where to start, how to level, what to build, how to grab the Quickstep, and the story on crossplay. Drop your next frequently asked question in the comments, and I'll cover it in part 2. Discord link is in the description if you want to join. And else, stay frank, and I'll see you in the next one.